what exactly is a causative factor for a heart ailment or for a cardiac system? Sometimes people say weight, sometimes people say lifestyle, sometimes some people say stress management, somebody says dietetic disorders, somebody says genetic disorders. We really don't know what the real cause is. I do hope this conference will throw up something on sort of giving us this knowledge of what really causes. I know your answer will be that there can be no single cause. All these causes, either individually or jointly, can always cause a cardiac problem. Maybe stress levels have increased, and so there are more cardiac cases coming into hospital these days because we are not able to manage our stress levels. Or you can say dietary habits have changed so radically that people taking the wrong type of food, and so they come into hospitals. Genetic disorders, I think, is a very recent phenomena, because in the past probably many of our elders must have passed away due to various cardiac problems, not even realizing it is a cardiac problem. So now when we go to a doctor, probably he asks for the family history and then says that probably you have a genetic disorder or whatever it is. But I think there must be something by which we are able to identify what really causes this cardiac problem to us and how do we manage it. Today, I'm afraid whatever may be the initiative that you may be talking in terms of, I find the emphasis is more on the curative part of it than the preventive part of it. I was happy to hear Dr. Sunil Kumar say that there is a lot of awareness thanks to the media. I'm afraid I beg to disagree with you, doctor, on this. I think the awareness is still minimal among the population as to at what point of time do you go in for medical consultation. Sometimes it is taken as a gastric problem and sometimes it's taken as a heart problem. So people many times get confused between a gastric problem and a cardiac problem and tend to think that there's nothing much to worry about. Or sometimes people who are very sensitive, when they start sweating a little bit, they go rush off to a doctor and think that he has had a heart attack. And I think the very thought that he had a cardiac problem gives you a cardiac problem more than the actual problem. Many times it's a thought. So I think what you need to really probably treat is more the mind than the heart in many cases. Unfortunately, I think there is a psychological trauma that society is going on today. That you go to anybody, you say, no, don't stress yourself and say it will cause you a cardiac problem. I think we need to address this mind sensitivity to the people and say it is not something to get so frightened about or get so psychoed about. I think today, doctor, let me tell you that the average man is almost getting psychoed by this heart problem. Because when you see somebody, and again age, again I find it has no relevance to age. Some people say that 40 plus is the most, 40 to 50 is the most dangerous age. Somebody about 60 gets it, no, 60 is the most dangerous because at the time when your activity levels come down to minimal and so thereafter the inactivity causes you. So for everything we have an excuse. But what really causes this problem is a question that I would like to raise before this extremely knowledgeable audience. Well, you can also say ill effects of smoking, tobacco consumption, whatever it is. But what happens to non-smokers? Of course, we have an excuse, passive smokers. That's a straight answer that one would give it. But what happens to non-smokers? Why do they get heart attack? What happens to people who are so calm, who don't have any stressful life at all? Why do they get a heart attack? What happens to somebody who has a very good diet, very rigid, very clear diet, very comfortable timings in terms of sleep, get up, exercise, what you may call? Why does he suffer a heart attack? I'm sure there must be answers. I'm talking more as an ignorant person, as I told you. I want to sort of confess my ignorance and say that this is something which you doctors will have to make it public as to what really causes and how can we prevent it. What are the preventive measures? Are we able to talk more of preventive measures? Because curative is part of your profession, but I think preventive is part of your social responsibility. How far are we fulfilling this societal responsibility of preventive a cardiac arrest, a cardiac problem, and teaching people how to manage various causes that might bring about a cardiac situation? How far are we doing this? The other thing that I would like to raise is my popular theme is how could we make medical consultations affordable to the common man? How far is it within the reach of a common man? Or if a man has a heart problem, is he going to die out of heart attack because of the very cost that is going to be involved in treating him? How do we do that? I have a very, very foolish suggestion, a very rustic suggestion to sort of put forth before this August House for consideration. Like in the case of paddy procurement, we have what is called the minimum support price, the MSP, which is based on various factors like what is the cost of production for the farmer, various inputs, power, fertilizers, seeds, soil condition, tilling, etc. We calculate all that and then fix his minimum support price plus add on a little amount of profit which he has to naturally get. Could we do something like that in case of cardiac? What exactly is your minimal cost? And after that, can we add on a little bit and make that the cost of a cardiac intervention?